This is a dream I've been chasing ever since I was a 12-year-old kid watching my dad. But he didn't teach me just about winning races. He taught me about something much bigger. He taught me to always do whatever I can to protect the land and give it a voice. That's what brought me here, and that's what makes all of this even more special.
We're in Vegas. Quiet day for Jeb Burton, who's finished every race this year in the top 5 and trying to get back to the top 10 here, racing Allgaier, who continues to fight that 7.
Looks like Allgaier still struggling a little bit with a loose condition. Burton looking underneath him.
You don't want to be loose in this situation.
Oh, no.
He's trying to side draft, protect the top. He gets the push from the 26. I mean, oh boy. Oh.
Somehow they just sorted all that out.
How have they not crashed yet? They've been crashing for 5 laps. They just haven't spun out yet.
The NASCAR schedule doesn't bring us out west too often, but between Vegas and Phoenix, I decided to take a road trip with my wife to California to get a little vitamin C.
This property here is about 1,700 acres, so about 17,000 trees.
That's a lot of oranges.
That's a lot of oranges on this property.
So I guess when you're picking these, there's a certain way to do it. You can't just go up and rip one off.
Nope. Don't do it that way.
So every picker carries one of these in their pocket, or in their hand. They loop it about it, and every orange is clipped off so that you don't have too much of a stem or not enough of the calyx left on. So that way it's perfect. It doesn't pop, it doesn't poke another orange when it's in the bin or in the box. So every piece is clipped off, hand-picked. When the pickers come out here, they'll bring a 20-foot ladder out here and they'll prop it up against it. And with these clippers, they have a bag that's about 16 pounds, and they'll fill the bags up and they'll drop them into a plastic bin. But every piece of fruit, whether it's on the outside or the inside, they have to pick it by hand. So we've tried over the years to automate this, tried to shake it, tried to get robots to do it, but you know, at the end, this is it. You've got one person who's picking every piece of orange off these trees.
If picking was today, how long will that orange stay ripe until it's no good to eat? How long do you have to get it to the grocery store?
Depends on the season and depends on Mother Nature.
Yeah.
So right now, we'll pick these oranges today and we'll run them in the next 3 days. We'll run them and put them in a box, and we're hoping that we'll get them out of the cooler within the next 2 days, and that they're in a consumer's hands in the next week.
So you've got about a 7 to 10 day period that it's good enough to eat?
That's what we like, but we all know from export and from just life, you know, it's probably 45 to 50 days that this will be good.
Okay.
So what's the main difference between Florida oranges and California oranges?
California's better. No, I'm kidding. The biggest difference is Florida focuses primarily on juice oranges, the Valencia orange. And California, while we have Valencias in the ground, the majority of our crop is the navel orange, which is just an eating orange. So ours eat better, theirs juices better.
And now we're here at the packing house. This is where all the packing goes. From the field, they will come here in a plastic bin. If the fruit is not colored, it will go into a sweat room and be shut down for anywhere from 12 hours to 96 hours. After that, it'll go on the bin dump and it will start the process of packing. So the bin dump will go through the rot room, which is the cool room that you saw with the black lights in there. And then it'll go through a pony sizer and kick out all the sizes that don't make it. Through there, it'll take a nice little bath to kind of knock some of the dirt off the fruit. After that, it'll go through another rot room and then up to a dryer to be going through the first E-scan, which is an automatic scanner. From there, we can designate what's fancy, choice, green, big size, small size, and when we have frost that we haven't had in a couple of years, we can use that as a frost separator. And then from there, it will go through the wax, where in the wax, it coats it so that it will be safer for travel If one gets a decay in it, it will stay to just that one. And then from there, it basically is all done by hand. So we'll go through the grading table where the ladies will touch it and make sure that it's good quality fruit, and where we're trying to keep a consistent pack throughout the process. And then from there, it will go to the packing where everything's gonna be packed by a size. So whatever size it is, that's what goes into a box. So standard sizes are 88s, 72s, 56s. So that means there's 56 pieces in a box. Most of our current boxes are 40 pounds. And as they go through, they will go through a sealer, and then they all get palletized by pallet, by size, by grade. And basically, that's how we sell stuff. Everything goes in that cooler, everything sits in there for hopefully no more than 2 or 3 days, and then hopefully no more than 2 or 3 days, and then it's shipped out all over the world.
So my dad at a young age kind of taught me, and I grew up around the things that we're doing on our farm with conservation and sustainability. I mean, what are some of the things that y'all are doing here to protect, you know, the land that y'all have so you can continue to grow on?
I think for us, sustainability, conservation, I mean, that started years and years and years ago, long before you and I were probably even thought of. Because whenever you put a tree in the ground, the goal is to keep it in the ground for a long time and keep it producing, right? Because that's what pays the bills.
Mm-hmm.
And so for us, you know, the sustainability, as you're aware, that's kind of a hot topic in all facets of life right now. Is this sustainable? Well, it's got to be sustainable. You know, we're not going to rip that tree out next year and put something else. We want that tree to be there in 10, 15, 20 years, whenever his son takes over. That's the goal. Is keep all this ground, all 4,000 acres, healthy and thriving, because whenever we lose trees, we lose income.
I really appreciate you showing me around today. From the not many people grow it and pack it. I mean, from the seed all the way to the grocery store, y'all do it all, so it's pretty impressive.
We are one of the last companies that we can honestly say that we're vertically integrated. That means we grow it, we pack it, and we ship it. Well, nice meeting you.
Yes, sir.
Best
well,
of luck
you.
this weekend.
Yep.
Thank you.
Go
Best of luck
fast and be safe.
This
Gonna
weekend
try.
and the rest of the season.
Thank you for taking the time with me today.
Pleasure.
Absolutely, man.
Phoenix isn't just any race. It may be just March now, but I know we'll be back here again in November for the last race of the season, and I'll be racing for a championship.
We are off and rolling in the desert.
Man, he just pushed a little bit too hard.
It's impressive he got out there, and especially going for it. Jeb Burton on the bottom in the 10, he went for it into the corner for sure.
Really proud of my guys. Brought me a fast race car. Ran inside the top 10 all day. Got some stage points. Finished P6. Hated I got in there too hard getting into turn 1. Just ran it in there too hard, slid up, and wrecked some cars. So that was definitely my bad. I don't race like that. So we'll move on, but really appreciate the effort. Really excited about Atlanta next week.
Drivers, start your engines!
Jeb Burton actually did a great job. I think he's going to settle in second or third right here.
Clements up the track, into the wall. That's the 10 of Jeb Burton. Oh, man, we were just saying what a great job he was doing.